All right, going out for, should be 9 miles today. That's zone 1. Means heart rate at 120 or less. So we're going to be doing some walking. This is the power line. Some days I hike up the power line. Gets pretty rutted out. There's a ton of erosion in the middle there, which is kind of a bummer. But today we're going this way. This is where I start all my segments. These are the finish line posts. Here we go. I know on video everything looks flat, but we're just starting to go straight up here. Now this is super easy to miss if you don't know it's here. And I know the mic picks up my breathing like a freight train. It's actually not that loud. See, that's the thing about zone 1. I'm at 129 already, and we've been going 1 minute and 44 seconds. So I'm walking. There we go. All right. We're gonna be on this road 3/4 of a mile, and it's downhill. I don't know, 3 degrees, 5 degrees. On an AET day, I might run 7-minute miles and just roll it downhill. But can't really do that today at zone 1. Sometimes with zone 1, you gotta run really, really slow. Like right now. Zone 1 is sneaky because I could be at 118 and suddenly at 128. Like, I know exactly what AET feels like. Zone 1 is just kind of how slow can you move. Hey, it's about a mile net downhill. We're going this way today. We're gonna come back up that. That's where the dam is. There's a lake down there. I've mapped about 50 miles out here, and there's another 20 I haven't really been on yet. It's not really that easy to get lost once you have your general bearings, but you do have to remember what loop you're doing on any given day, because there are so many choices to make at the intersections, and they're all good. They just go down different loops that I've mapped, so you just got to remember what you're doing. And we're still going downhill. The way this works is I park halfway up the mountain, and then no matter which basically 3 trails you've got, they all go downhill for a mile. Somewhere between 400 and 700 feet, I forget. And what that means is once you're down, it's flat. You know, not pancake, but there's no elevation. But what it also means is no matter what you've done that day, you have to ascend your way back to the car. Now here's an example. Can I run slow enough to get my heart rate back down? I am barely jogging. And my heart rate's 127, so I'm gonna get in trouble. It's too high. Heart rate does different things on different days. Today I can tell I'm on a hair trigger. What I mean is the slightest bit of extra pace or running up a hill is going to send my heart rate shooting up, but it's going to come right back down. So it's a hair trigger. Some days it's sluggish and that's not the right word. Sometimes it's less dynamic. That's not today though. I've already seen one deer. Somehow I surprise them. I get real close and they freak out and bolt off and make a crashing sound through the woods. It's not like I'm quiet. So the odds of seeing another deer while I'm actually recording, I don't know, 75, 80%. The odds of seeing a bear where we're going today, it's higher than average. We'll see. All right, heart rate 114. But I'm also still running downhill. I've probably got at least 100 hours out here this spring. I have never once seen another person running. Weekends, weekdays, morning, afternoon, never. I saw 2 mountain bikers about 2 weeks ago. That's it. These are Gamelands though, so in hunting season, that's when you see more people. And it's always season for something. So this is where you kind of have to know where you're going. That way, this way, this way. You could even go that way. When I first started coming out here, I had to stop at every intersection, pull out Gaia, study the turns. Now what I've done is I've come out here with surveying tape. I don't know if you can see that orange tape right there, that's mine. Orange tape. I know where I'm going now. I just call them, they're confidence markers. Especially on a long day when your brain starts getting fuzzy. You're like, oh yeah, orange ribbon. They do controlled burns out here. We'll be seeing a lot more of that in a minute. There's the lake. Beavers gone wild. This is natural preserve Gamelands. So the beavers do what the beavers do. This is burned. Not sure when, but it's all controlled burns, meaning intentional. So they're logging today, right over here. Unfortunately, we have to go right through their landing pad, or staging pad, whatever you call it. The upside is that on the other side of the logging is where the bears are. And so the logging tends to push them a little farther away. Trick is to get through here. I kind of want them to see me. I don't want to get crushed by a log. blind spot. All right. Not dead. My heart rate just shoots right up today. Whew. My legs feel great, energy's great, heart rate's on a hair trigger. And this is where the bears live. But it's pretty loud because of the logging, so keep your eyes open for bears. How slow can I jog? For those of you playing along at home, I'm running at 1140 and my heart rate's still too high. So we're walking. You know, some days, you know, I can jog through here at zone 1 and it's no big deal. Not today. I feel great. But my heart rate falls really quickly. You know, 20 seconds of walking will take me from, you know, 130 to 114. But what I'm struggling with today is trying to get the 120 and just keep it there. I'll keep trying. At least these are not berry bushes in here. This would be a bear buffet if these were berries. This is another really sneaky trail that I just found. We're going this way. I often go to that intersection and you get your choice of 3 other directions. But because this is so hard to miss when you're driving along, there you go. Now this next mile, I'll tell you what, man, if I was a bear, this is where I'd be. when we come out of these trees, it's pretty overgrown under, brush. You'll see what I mean. Notice all the orange spray paint on these trees. I'm pretty positive that means these are going to get logged. So this is all managed out here. I don't know how they select the trees. Maybe they're dead. I have no idea. We talk about nice single track. It's all soft pine needles. And it's really flat. See the deer? They were real quiet because this has been thinned out of underbrush. But they're whitetails, so you can't miss those whitetails. And I'm being stalked by a bee. I've had these bees follow me for what seems like miles. It's encouragement for nasal breathing, because you do not want one of those in your mouth. All right, so that was the pine forest. This gets really overgrown in a few minutes. Why on earth would you run on pavement when you got this? Shit. My heart rate keeps popping up. It's really annoying because I'm going so slow. It is 80 degrees out, but still. Ooh. I stumbled on a rock a couple days ago and kicked a big rock with the big toe on my right foot. So we may be saying goodbye to that nail in a while. This bee, see what I mean? Like, is it territorial? Like, what's up with this? There's one bee just following me. Really, it's easy to trip on these half-buried rocks. Another trail. This place is just crisscrossed. And I was thinking, they have to be maintained somehow, because this is my first year running out here. Another deer. And if these trails weren't maintained, they wouldn't be here. There's not enough foot traffic, so I can't explain it. Some of the trails even look like, you know, they're brush hogged or mowed, and I can't explain that either. Because we get so much deadfall, limbs and things. If the trails weren't maintained with some frequency, you wouldn't be able to get through them. I just don't know how they do it. The good news is, I mean, running today feels effortless. Walking again. See, wouldn't you be hanging out in here if you were a bear? But this is also where I've seen 3 of them, so they're here. What you don't want to do is surprise one because it's so overgrown. Another intersection. See, it looks like somebody mowed this. We're in the middle of nowhere. So I don't know. Go away, bear. Go away. Heard something. Go away, bear. This is very typical of the single track out here. And like I said, I've been on 50 miles of this stuff. And there's still a bunch more. Some of it's double track. Okay. We just popped out of this trail. And if you didn't know that was there, you would not know that's there. Quite often I go that way. And that's outbound. But this is the way back. So I don't really know what to call a road like this. I mean, it's double track. Semi-improved gravel? I don't know. I feel like this thing's crooked. I often go that way. That's another outbound. So normally on this road, I'm running the opposite way. But if you think about it, you're like, why is this bluestone gravel here? I don't know what this road is for. Just checking my map. That's what I thought. Remember what I was saying earlier about remembering what loop you're doing? Well, I just forgot. We want to go this way. This way would go back to the car. But we'd be short half an hour at least. So, like I was saying, there's one of my orange markers, but you got to remember what loop you're doing. Coming up on another big pond over here. Beavers are having their way with this one too. You'll see in a second. It's amazing it hasn't overflowed yet. There's a big old beaver house. Never actually see a beaver. I'm getting really frustrated with the amount I have to walk today, considering how good I feel. And walking just my heart rate. All right, here's what I mean. These beavers have taken it right up to the limit. I mean, they're within inches of it spilling over their dam. I don't know how they do it. I think beavers are greedy. They don't need that much of a pond unless there are hundreds of them in there. But they will take whatever they can get. Little baby. I thought they were ducks, but they just disappeared. Frogs? I don't know. We're walking up this hill anyway, so. And we just hit 5 miles, averaging 12 minutes a mile. Considering the amount of walking, that's actually not too bad. Yeah, on an AET day I would run this. At least some of it, probably not all of it, but more of my ribbon. Yep, I'm walking downhill. This heart rate's too high. Does it sound like I'm complaining? I'm not. I'm just recording my thoughts. I mean, how could you really complain about being out here, right? And I didn't even know these trails existed last year. 70 miles of this out here. All right, when I do my 4-hour day, one of my big loops, I'll go this way. It goes out for miles. This is in the direction of the car. So instead of being outbound, we're inbound now. Downhill. Gonna open it up, roll this maybe at a 10-minute mile. Walk in again. All right, I just had a phone call, so my heart rate reset to 97. So maybe we can jog for 2 minutes downhill before we have to walk again. We're at about 6 miles. Hey, shoot! Hey, shoot! Oh boy, this is going up 0.5%. I better dial it back. Yes, I'm being sarcastic and it's probably really annoying, but I'm also laughing about it, so I'm not taking this too seriously. Trust the process. All right, I'm gonna stride this out downhill. About all I can say is it's a good thing I got a coach, because I would never in a million years run this slowly if left to my own devices. I just wouldn't. I shouldn't say slowly, I should say at this zone 1 effort. I wouldn't have done it. Which I suspect is why I probably accumulated a ton of junk volume above AET. And so, I say, I trained for 50Ks last year and ran a lot of volume, and I say I ran slow. I have a feeling that what I was thinking of as slow was still a fair bit above, zone 2. I'd have to check. So here's this lake. This is the first lake we saw at the beginning of our run. So we went out the far side. So we've done a big circle. And we're coming back in this dam. Why is there a man-made dam here? I don't have a clue. I don't think this is a reservoir. Why is this here? I don't know. See if I can walk this in zone 1. I know it's hard to tell, but this could be 12% right here. 13% on this little pitch. Now there's a very sneaky single track that comes in here. I have the other end marked because it's neat. I do not have this end marked. I think it's right up here. That's probably it right there. One of those. Anyway, I have the other end marked. So, that's where we went at the beginning of our loop. Straight out that way. You'll remember that house to the dam. This is back to the car. We're at 6.5 miles. Now, we ran down this morning, or an hour ago. Like I said, it's 5% or something average probably to get back to the car. It's a few hundred feet of vert. Some days I can run this, well, jog zone 1. Some days I can't. But we're gonna try. Here we go. This is as slow as I can jog. And I mean that. Just running on the balls of my feet. And that is over zone 1. And, you know, it's a 5%. This is 2 or 3%, so we'll reset the heart rate. Should be able to jog this section. All right, and here we go. Here's zone 1. I am soaked with sweat, like soaked. So it's got to be 80, and I think it's pretty humid. But there's a breeze. Running a 12:40 pace. Power hiking, like sort of my max speed power hiking is about 15. So oh, that breeze is actually really nice. I'm going to start going up again. I'm pretty sure in French they call this a douche grade. I've heard the English pronunciation is, or translation as being very literal, shower grade. I think a douche grade is, it's like, what are you gonna do? You know, it's, I think technically it's between 5 and 7%. Shit, and I was yapping away and blew through zone 1. So we're walking up our douche grade. No, it's not a dirty word. It is a French word that means shower. Go figure. I don't make these things up. All right, there's zone 1. And some of you are probably saying, well, duh, just run slower so you can stay in zone 1. I can't. I can't run slower than this. I think I would fall over. I'm also running up a hill. So it's like, dude, your pacing is all wrong. No, it's not really the case. I feel good. Some of it is semi-improved logging road. You'll see. Go away, bear. Go away. Yep, this is still a trail. You see what I mean? If this wasn't maintained somehow, it wouldn't be here. So weird because I feel amazing today. Energy's great. Legs feel light, easy. I can't even feel my legs. It's one of those days. But my heart rate is being a little spiky. I may have gotten myself over revved this morning. Thinking about Broken Arrow and some other stuff. Exciting. I mean, it's possible that that's adding a few beats, heartbeats.